Yo, what up? It's Casper. Today's video, I'm going to be talking about the movie Den of Thieves. Den of Thieves is a 2018 film. It's rated R and it's 2 hours and 20 minutes. Directed by Christian Gudegast. I got recommended this movie just because of the action, the crime, the twists and turns that I personally like in watching films. Just recently got to this movie and there is a lot of stuff in here that I thought that was interesting and some things in here that did honestly catch my eye. Some of the fun things that I enjoyed while watching this movie is just how this movie took us to a lot of LA County areas. The fact that I am from LA County, really enjoyed seeing these spots just show up on the screen. The quality of the camera made this movie and the areas that they're at way more exciting. Really enjoyed how the movie showed the time cards. I thought it was visually awesome, added to the movie. Gerard Butler plays the character Big Nick O'Brien, and he's on the cop side of this movie. He's one of the badass cops. Don't hold on to anything. They go straight in and handle the business. All the crazy crimes that are dealt with, the major gangs and crazy mafia people. He's the head of the team on the cop side that handles those type of pretty big cases. And he's responsible on taking them down and pretty successful at it too. Catching up on some of his projects, a couple of last movies I've seen from him is Law Abiding Citizen and also Cop Shop. I am a fan of his acting. I really feel like he's a good look on camera and a good look for these adventure crime thriller movies. Really enjoyed his performance overall in this movie. Very scruffy, long hour type of worker type of look. He was full in character mode throughout this whole movie. I really like his personality on playing this captain on the cop side that was pretty grimy and pretty on a motorcycle bike rider dope look vibe at times in this movie. Overall, I think the lines that they gave him in here were pretty graphic and pretty hardcore too, especially presenting those lines with other actors. His action scenes were really good. The directing and the camera placement for whenever he was doing those action scenes were pretty well done. Acting on playing this badass leader role on the cop side, I thought it was very believable, and it did give a rush in this movie because at times there is drags where it's like, okay, how is the next play gonna unfold? But his character just goes on a straight 0 to 100, let's get this done now type of personality. He's straightforward. He doesn't care about nothing at all, meaning he's serious about his job, but he's also pissed off at his job for just the stuff that he deals with and the surrounding people around in his job. There's many times in this movie he's just trying to slither his way on figuring out who are these thieves, why are they doing these type of heist, what type of heist are they going to do next. I really like the mind games with his character. Facial emotions really showed that this dude is in his head a lot. With the crew surrounding him, I thought they chose really good people to back him up and really believable look, believable squad. Another movie where I'm like, hey, Gerard Butler did a pretty good job in Den of Thieves. The storyline in general was something I feel like he had a great time being a part of. Number 2 just came out, so that was another reason why I got into this movie. After watching this one with his character, it's going to be interesting to see how he's going to keep on chasing these thieves. Pablo Schreiber plays the character Ray Merriman. He's the leader on the thief side. I really enjoyed the whole vibe from him. He was one of those characters that you kind of rooted for. His vibe in general, you could see that he's a very smart dude. His past, especially with all the other thieves, these dudes are stealth mode, understand what they're doing type of vibe, and it was all believable as well. So the casting did a good job on putting some really believable characters on the screen to make this fun action thieves on a crazy heist ride feel awesome. His character did bring that feel listen to my command and we're gonna go out here and do it. All that was well done with the script, with the look, and the overall presence and his environment and all the stuff that added to his character, especially with him being the leader. So me seeing his performance in this movie, I thought it was a really good one, and I think you guys are gonna enjoy it. You're gonna definitely feel the vibe of his character of trying to get the job done on the thief side. Well done and awesome performance for me seeing his performance for the first time. So O'Shea Jackson Jr., he's the son of Ice Cube, which is pretty cool. This is my first film that I've seen him acting in. He is in the movie Straight Outta Compton. That movie's still on my watch list. I still need to get to it. Before seeing the performance, heard a lot of stuff about his acting in general. I heard at times that his acting is actually pretty good and he's still growing and still trying to establish his confidence and his acting, just being a believable character. Shout out to that. That actually was well done. A lot of the times in this movie, he's in tough scenarios, especially being a character where he's kind of like the middleman. Him presenting a lot of these moments, I feel like if you were in a scenario where, hey, we're gonna put you in this moment, pretend to be a hostage, and robbers come in, and do your best to act that scenario, or acting as the robber, I feel like he would nail both of those audition takes. And a lot of the vibe in this movie, I'm like, hey, he probably had a really good audition. His action scenes were cool, believable moments of his character going through it. The look in general, he does look like his dad a lot, but you can see that he does have his moments where he's shining in this movie. I can't wait to see the transition to the second one, because how this movie unfolds, you're like, whoa, it kind of just leaves him as the main star now. So interesting character. 50 Cent, he plays the character Anson LaVue. Seeing a 50 Cent acting performance is pretty funny. Just the fact that seeing him troll on the internet is like the only way I kind of see how he is as a persona, his personality. But overall in this movie, I really thought that his look in general added to this movie. Thank goodness it wasn't one of those things where anything he did, it was just a laughable moment. Shout out to the script, because even with a lot of these actors, they all had their cool funny moment, their cool moment, their funny moment, or whatever moment to shine. Really like how 50 Cent in here, even though he's like a big musician artist name, they still had his little funny scene in here. He has a scene in here where he's being a bully because I think his daughter's getting taken out on a date, like I think prom or something. But I thought that scene setup was great. It's funny because, you know, when you play it back, you're like, yo, everyone did a good job in this scene. So 50 Cent, they don't use him too much, meaning like with his lines, but you could see he's that backup character that helps the movie have a cool flow. You could see that he's one of the masterminds. If you guys haven't seen this movie, I think it's one of those movies that you're gonna expect a lot of action, a lot of thrill. You're gonna see a lot of blood. You do hear a lot of cussing in here, so be careful with the kids being involved. There's dedication in this movie. I do feel like this movie did need a little bit more emphasis somewhere. Can't really point my finger to what, but overall I think they're executing on just the mind tricks, the trickery, seeing how a thief thinks, seeing how a cop being responsible for, you know, his squad trying to take these dudes down. Thought a lot of the stuff in general were bringing you into the movie. After my watching the movie Den of Thieves out of 10, I'm gonna have to give this movie a 7 out of 10. So that's my movie review for the movie Den of Thieves. Shout out to you guys for tuning into the video. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace, y'all.